So maybe you're in school or you're in your 9 to 5 job and you're thinking,
When will I ever get a chance to travel long term? When will I ever get a chance to spend, say, 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, maybe a year in another country to explore another place, to truly immerse myself in another culture?
today we're exploring the best times of our lives and all the best methods to travel long term at the right moment in life. Now, when is the best time to travel long term? Of course, there is no perfect time or no specific time where you can travel long term. However, let's be honest, there are definitely times in our lives that are more convenient than others. I personally traveled long term in every period of my time. When I was 16, when I was older, so there are different kinds of options. Let's start the first one with a big disclaimer. This option is for high schoolers, so yes, minors. Therefore, if you fall in this category and you're considering this option, keep in mind that you will need to discuss it with your parents, of course, with your family and your school, to see if this is suitable or not for you. One of them, if you're really young, and that is what I did when I was 16, I went to an exchange program in the United States. And that, guys, changed my life forever. It simply opens your mind so much. You get to live in a local family. You get to experience life on long term. I was there for one entire year. And believe me, it's not just the relationships you build, but it's the way it changes you inside. That was probably one of the best experiences in my life that changed completely the way I perceived traveling, the way I perceived how I see and how I impacted the world. However, you might want to keep in mind that these kind of exchange programs are yet quite expensive. So this does not follow in the low budget category when it comes to long-term traveling. Why? Well, because of course we're talking minors, we're talking long-term, and we're talking about a lot of things that need to be covered cost-wise during the time you're going to spend in the other country. In this video, I'm not going to go too deeply in the process of becoming an exchange student, but if you're interested into it, please let me know and I will make sure to do a in-depth video just about that. There, you're going to spend your life, your everyday in a host family. So staying in a host family requires some adjustments, but of course, you're still a minor, so there are things that you're just not allowed to do because you're not independent legally. Therefore, yes, you're going to stay in a host family. You're going to attend a school in the country you wish to visit. So I attended a high school and you get to truly experience how a family lives there, how an everyday student lives. So your life there is exactly as it would be for another person from the same country. Now, of course, you're foreigners, so there are some things that are going to be a little bit different, especially when it comes to the language in the first few months to adjust. Because in the beginning, yes, I spent like hours and hours in my class just looking at the ceiling, thinking about life and how to solve world hunger. Because to be honest, moving from studying physics in Italian and in English, believe me, it takes a little bit of time of adjusting to that. So it might not be the easiest in the beginning, but stick with it, be strong, and I promise you that you will not regret it. But if you don't have the opportunity to do it when you're really young, you might want to consider it as a gap year between high school and higher education. If you're thinking of going to university or college, right after high school, you might want to consider to take a gap year. I've seen plenty of girls and guys doing this, especially in Southeast Asia, because of course, it's a very cheap area to travel. You would basically get a gap year where you spend traveling before you start going to university. You might also want to consider work and travel programs. Some countries offer a holiday visa program that will allow you to stay in the country while working, but also while traveling for a period of time between 6 months to 2 years. So this is a really convenient way and a low budget method to travel in another country. Now, I strongly suggest it because you truly get to experience life as a local and you have the opportunity to be in the country for such an extended period of time. And this is an opportunity that you can only do depending on the country, maybe until you're 26 or maybe until you're 30. Now, truth is, holiday working visas are not for everybody and not from every country. As for me, I always wanted to do a holiday working visa program in Japan, but that was not an option from Italy. So you will have to look into the agreements between your country and the country you wish to visit. If that country doesn't allow it, it doesn't mean you cannot have a great experience in another place. So just be flexible. And for work and volunteering programs, I strongly suggest to checking out platforms like Workaway or WWOOF, or also Woodpeckers. I always use Woodpeckers, and if you want to see my experience with them traveling in Japan, in the Yamanashi province, you can see it in the video over here. It's just a great way to save on the budget, as usually accommodation and quite often food is also included. Backpacking on a budget is also a great option at this time of your life between high school and university. Considering traveling and backpacking countries that are more cheap, like Latin America or Southeast Asia, one of my favorite. And if you'd like to know more about low budget and slow traveling in Southeast Asia, you can check out my guide over here. Eastern Europe is also another really underrated place to visit cheaply in Europe. I did it during my university time and I had a great time. Eastern Europe and all the Balkans areas are just so beautiful. And not just between high school and university, you can also do a post-college gap year, of course. Right before you start working, you might want to consider to take an all year or maybe 6 months to travel anywhere you wish to for a longer period of time. A gap year where you get to travel, experience the world, stay in another country, visit whatever place you wish for. Now, of course, there's many opportunities in life and it's never the last time that you can say, I'm going to travel long term. Believe me, I have a traditional job and I still make it happen. So don't worry, this is not going to be the last opportunities. However, it is a great time and a great opportunity to do so. There are also some university programs. For example, Europe allows you to do an Erasmus program where you can spend basically a semester or a year studying in another university in another country. Exchange programs are a great option, and I'm sure every university in every part of the world has some. You just need to check it out with your own university or college. Remote internships are also a great option. Now more and more companies allow you to do an internship while working remotely. So you can literally work and travel at the same time from anywhere, really. And then let's not forget long summer break. Now, this will mean that you've done all your exams in time. So do remember to study hard during the semester so that you've got long summer breaks and long-term breaks where you can travel and spend it backpacking on whatever other adventure you wish for. And a pro tip here is that some universities offer grants and scholarships to travel abroad. So check it out because that's truly a great opportunity. AuParing is one great option. It is basically similar to a nanny job where you spend time and you stay in a host family in another country or taking care of a kid and usually teaching them your own language or English. Now, in this case, accommodation and food, of course, is all covered. Plus, you get pocket money, which you can spend in the country while staying there. AuParing programs have very different time periods that you can do it. Now, I've experienced AuParing twice already in China. So if you want to know more about AuParing, how it works, how the system is, and how it is to live in another country as an au pair, you can check out this video over here where I go more in depth into it. But yes, AuParing is a great opportunity, and truly here opportunities are everywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you want to go. I went to China, you can go to France, to the States, whatever you wish for. There's always family looking for au pairs from any kind of background because they might want to teach their kids different languages. It might be English, it might be Spanish, it might be Chinese. Once again, working holiday visas are also a great opportunity at this time of your life. If you're a native English speaker, you might want to consider to do a teaching abroad job. Countries like China, Spain, and South Korea are always looking for native speaker teachers to teach in schools and other organizations. And as a pro tip, if you're worried about career gaps between your university years and the beginning of your new job, keep in mind that things like remote internships and teaching abroad look great on a resume. What if you're already working but you're kind of feeling stuck? If you're into your 9-to-5 job and you just feel like this is hard, I just never want Monday to come, then you might want to consider this option. Now, of course, do remember that in this case, you will have to back it up with some kind of budget if you want to try this option. However, in this case, you might want to look into remote jobs, as previously mentioned, considering going completely nomad, or you might want to consider taking a sabbatical year. Some companies actually allow it after a few years that you've worked with them. They might allow you to take the opportunity to travel and take a sabbatical year, and then giving you the opportunity to return. Now, of course, this is not for everywhere and not for everybody, but you might want to look it into your own company to see if this opportunity is available for you. Freelancing as a nomad lifestyle is a great way to travel and work at the same time, but I would advise before you quit your 9-to-5, you actually start a freelancing job so that you're already backed up with another job. And maybe you've been working for a while and you feel like you're burnout, or you feel like the career is not going anywhere for you, or maybe you're considering starting a family, or you just went through a breakup. Those are all great opportunities to take some time off to travel long term. One way is long-term relocation. You might want to consider to literally live the expat life and basically move to another country. Look for your own job, whatever job it is, in another country. Spend maybe 1 year or 2 years there, or maybe less. Who knows? You might actually love the place and decide to stick with it. And your most recent breakup might be just the opportunity to find another great love somewhere else. If you've saved up some money, consider taking a slow-term break where you take 6 months or so to travel anywhere you ever wished for. Some companies actually offer a remote work part-time. So basically you have to spend some time in the company, but the rest of the time you can work from anywhere you want. Meaning you can literally spend half the year traveling. And if you're worried about the money while you're gone, you might want to consider to rent your apartment while you're gone, or maybe do house sitting in the country you're staying to save up on the budget. Similarly, all those options might be a great idea after retirement or as a second career abroad. Don't think that long-term traveling is just for young people. You can literally travel any time of your life. There is no specific time where you have to do it and then it's gone forever. I've heard so many times people telling me,
Oh, you have to travel when you're young, and then once you turn 30, you need to start a family, and then it's gone forever from your life.
guys, that's not the case at all. Whether you have a family or not, there are so many opportunities later on in life. After retirement is a great opportunity to travel long term, and who knows, maybe even to move to another country. Say that you're from Norway and during one of your holidays you fell in love with Thailand. I totally get you. I would move to Thailand literally every single day. So why not considering moving to another country, maybe to open a business or to start a expat life, or to just see how you feel in this different country. If it matches your lifestyle, if you feel comfortable, then you might want to consider not just moving temporarily, but maybe permanently. So to close things off, when is the best life stage to travel long term? Well, anytime really. Anytime you feel the need to, anytime you wish for, anytime you want actually. There are so many ways and so many times in our lives that we can take the excuse to travel long term. Now tell me, what life stage are you in and what are your big dream travel plans? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit like, subscribe, share it with friends, and I'll see you guys in our next adventure. Bye!